Hello everyone, this is Meenakshi Narula, founder and CEO at Mentoring the Mentors, an institute that accelerates your learning curve. So at Mentoring the Mentors, I always come up with different tips for enhancing your teaching learning process so that you can bring that kind of engagement, excitement in your classes. So today I'm going to talk about the code of professional ethics for the teachers. Now let's talk about who has given this ethics, what is there in this ethics, what is this code of conduct all about. So this is given by NCTE, National Council for Teacher Education. We all the teachers, we know very well, this is the body that is there that develops various strategies that works on teacher professional development as well in collaboration with the NCERT. So NCTE in collaboration with All India Primary Teachers Federation, All India Secondary Teachers Federation and All India Federation of Educational Associations, it developed a code of professional ethics for teachers in 1997, which is considered to be used as a model for teacher. So we will be talking about what is given there in this code of conduct, right? So first of all, let us begin with the preamble. Preamble has 10 points listed in it, as our Indian Constitution has a preamble which has the main points, like what all is there in the Constitution, right? So there is a preamble for this code of conduct as well. So what is listed over here in this code of conduct? So first of all, it talks about recognizing that every child has a fundamental right to education of good quality. It also talks about that every child has an inherent potential and talent. And education should be directed to the all-round development of the human personality and the need for developing faith in guiding principles of our policy. For example, democracy, social justice, and secularism. And the need to promote through education the concept of composite culture of India and sense of national identity. Right? It has 10 points. I already said. Now let's talk about another 5 points that are there in this preamble. So these points, they talk about like the teachers, they are the integral part of this social milieu. So they share the needs and aspirations of the people, the need to enhance self-esteem of the teachers, the need to organize teaching as a profession for which each expert knowledge, specialized skills, and dedications, they are prerequisites. And it also recognizes that the community respect and support for the teachers are dependent on the teacher's professionalism and the need for self-direction, self-discipline among the members of teaching community. So that was there in the preamble. Now we're going to talk about what is there in the code of conduct. The code of conduct is divided into various parts. First of all, it talks about obligations towards the students. Being a teacher, what are my obligations towards the students? So first of all, it is to treat all my children with love and affection. This is what our children, they want. Teachers should treat them with love and affection, and we should be impartial. We should have impartial attitude towards all the children. All the children should be equal to us, irrespective of their caste, color, creed, religion, whatever. I mean, maybe their financial background, whatever it is, they all should be equal. And then teachers should be there to facilitate the overall development of the students. Overall development, as we have already talked about, intellectual, physical, social, emotional, as well as moral development. And respect basic human dignity of child in aspects of school life. Apart from it, another point, the fifth point that we are going to discuss is make planned and systematic efforts to facilitate the child to actualize his or her potential and talent. Being a teacher, is my duty to make such kind of plans so that I will be able to focus on each and every child's learning style and would be able to facilitate his or her learning in that manner. Now, and next 5 points that there are total 10 points that have been mentioned by NCTE in the obligations towards students. Now, the rest of the 5 points are if I talk about curriculum and constitution, as per this point, it so talks about like transaction of the curriculum should be in sync with the values, right, that are there reflected in the Constitution of India. And then as a teacher, I need to adapt my teaching to the individual needs of the student. So means we are talking about differentiated learning as per the individual needs of the students. If the students, they do not understand the way I teach, I need to teach the way my students understand. And then maintain the confidentiality of the information concerning students and dispenses such information only to those who are legitimately entitled to it. If the students, you see, they are so innocent, they share their personal problems with us. So we should not start gossiping about that in the staff room with the colleagues or maybe others. We should maintain the confidentiality in case the child is having any kind of problem and she has faith in us. So we need to maintain that and refrain from subjecting any child to fear, trauma, anxiety, physical punishment, sexual abuse, and mental and emotional harassment. Any kind of harassment should not be there to the children from us. And then keep a CC dignified demeanor commensurate with the expectations from a teacher as a role model. We as teachers should be role models for our students. This we should be behaving in a manner like our deeds, our actions should be the role model for our children. Children, they learn the values. They just, you have must have read and you all have been you see using this phrase also, that values, they are not taught, they are caught. Whatever we'll be doing, our children, they'll be following. So let us become the role models for our children. Now, next, obligations towards parents, community, and society. Now, what is mentioned over there in obligations towards parents, community, and society? There are 5 points in that. Let me talk about that. Uh, First of all, establish a relationship of trust with the parents, guardians, in the interest of all-round development of the students. That relationship of trust is really very important. Parents, they send their children to the school because they have a lot of faith in the teachers. Like these teachers, they will be guiding my child accordingly, right? We are there to guide the students for their future, right? So apart from it, desist from doing anything which is derogatory to the respect of the child or his or her parents or the guardians. We should not humiliate the child. We should not do or say anything that children may feel bad. Maybe they should not feel bad, like a teacher has said anything negative about the parent, the child has become against the parent, or we should not be involved in any such kind of actions. And then strive to develop respect for the composite culture of India among the students. If we will be respecting our country, if we have love in our mind for the country, then only we will be able to inculcate such qualities in our children. Keep the country uppermost in mind. Refrain from taking part in any kind of activities that may spread feeling of hatred or any kind of, you see, communities that have been created based on religion and other linguistic groups. So let us refrain from taking part in such kind of communities. Yes, we should be a part of professional communities if we want to enhance our professional development, that we can be a part of, but not on the base of caste, creed, religion to spread hatred. That we will not be that kind of, we want to be as a role model for the children. You see, now talk about next is obligation towards the profession and the colleagues. What are the points that are highlighted over there? In this point is obligation toward the profession, teaching profession. As a teacher, what shall we do? First of all, we should strive for our continuous professional development. CBSE has already said, even from the last year only, we have been following this 50 hours of continuous professional development. from which 25 hours we try to complete by the workshops, webinars that have been organized by CBSE, and rest by any kind of private organizations, private institutes. But we need to learn, we need to enhance our knowledge on different aspects of teaching, be it related to curriculum, be it related to life skills, be it related to capacity building, competency built education, right? Capacity building programs are there related to various subjects. We need to take part in that. And then create a culture that encourages purposeful collaboration and dialogue among the colleagues and stakeholders. I mean, collaboration is really very important. When we talk about 21st century skills for our children, there also we talk about 4Cs: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity. So collaboration amongst us as teachers is also very, very required. As teachers, we should take pride in the teaching profession and treat other members of the profession with respect and dignity. We should refrain from engaging ourselves in any kind of private tuitions, private teaching activities. Like, it's not like that if children, they are weak in any kind of subject and we encourage them, okay, you can come and I'll be able to guide you. You can have some private tuitions for me. This is strictly prohibited. We should not go for it. And we should also refrain from accepting any kind of gift or favor that might impair or appear to influence professional decisions or actions. When we are talking about, we should be impartial, right? We should treat all the students equally. We should refrain from accepting any kinds of gifts from them, right? And next is obligations towards profession and colleagues, the next 5 points that we are going to discuss now. And the 6th point here talks about we should refrain from making any kind of allegations against our colleagues or higher authorities, members of the management in our institute. We should just avoid all those things. I mean, unnecessarily putting any allegation because of jealousy, because we are envious of a particular teacher's growth, right? We should not go for it. And then avoid making derogatory statements about the colleagues, especially in the presence of the students, other teachers, officials, or parents. Generally, you see, we are in habit of, some of the teachers, not everybody, we ask some kind of questions like, who is your favorite teacher? Who teaches you very well? Okay, I mean, such kind of questions, why we are following such kind of practices. Okay, and generally when one teacher leaves any institute, another teacher joins, and another the co-teachers, they start asking, who was the good teacher, the teacher who was teaching you earlier or the teacher who has joined right now? Please, I mean, and any kind of comparison should not happen. We should not encourage such kind of practices in our institute. And now the next point is, respect the professional standing and opinions of our colleague. We should respect the professional standing and opinion of our colleagues. When we are working as a team in any institute, we should respect others' thoughts and then maintain confidentiality of information concerning colleagues and dispenses such information only when authorized to do so. We should maintain confidentiality of the information related to our colleagues, our co-teachers. So these are the points that we should always take care. We should follow them. See, let me tell you, my lovely teachers, we all have been given a particular code of conduct by our institute, by our organization. They may vary as per the institute's ethics, institute's norms, institute's service rules, but this is the code of conduct that is given to us by NCTE, National Council of Teacher Education, and they are an integral part of that. And for that, NCTE has given instructions. It is the responsibility of the authority to provide a copy of the code of the professional ethics to the teachers at the time of appointment so that he or she may observe it in letter and spirit. And it's our responsibility so that teachers should be able to follow this code of conduct and ensure that all the teachers of an institute must follow the ethical principles enshrined in the code And authority must take disciplinary action in case if any teacher violates a code of conduct. But authority must keep in mind that action should be taken as per the magnitude and nature of the violation. These are the words exactly mentioned in the code of the conduct. So I have read it for all of you. So see, let's, my dear teachers, let's promise today, have a commitment with ourselves. We will be doing our level best. Though this code of conduct, it was given in 1997. When we talk about today, we are in 22, and see, basic ethics norms, they remain same. We are getting a lot of facilities in our institution, from our organization. We should always work for our professional development. Think about it, like, we are there for our students. Let's give them the level best, and you can make your own ethics also for a particular organization, but the base should be incorporated by NCTE. So this is all for today from Meenakshi Narula at Mentoring the Mentors, an institute that accelerates your learning curve. Have a nice day. See you again with another teaching tips. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.